This upcoming season, there are a lot of expectations for what's going to happen with the Los Angeles Lakers. Are they going to make the playoffs? Is LeBron James still going to be prime LeBron James? First, we got to start out with this. Shout out to LeBron James for opening that school in Akron, Ohio. His humanitarian side of himself is not just, it's proven that he's not just about basketball. He's not leaving a lasting impact just on the game of basketball. He's leaving a lasting impact on the game of life. He's affecting change for so many people, so many youth in that area, and that's 100% commendable. A lot of these athletes don't get credit for things that they do. Even some rappers, like Young Jeezy has turkey drives. When Hurricane Katrina hit, Young Jeezy had like 10 Hummers, sent them down there to help people, get them supplies and stuff like that. People just don't get enough credit when they do great things. So LeBron James doing what he did is a great thing. It's a lasting legacy, educating the youth, giving them opportunities that he never had. And that's for a lot of athletes. They do a lot of great things. Even owners of teams, like, for example, Michael Jordan owns the Charlotte Bobcats or the Charlotte Hornets. And what people don't understand, just him owning the business opens a lot of doors for a lot of African Americans in the city of Charlotte to get jobs, to feed their families. People don't understand this. Like, arenas and teams create jobs for others. And that's something great within itself. So LeBron James not only creating jobs, but he's creating great minds by opening the school. So let's get that out the way. In terms of LeBron's prime and how long can we expect him to be in his prime, the way that the game is played today with no hand checking, lack of physicality, the way they call flagrant fouls, and the LeBron James style of play, which is basically taking rest in short spurts, you can see him playing basketball well until he's the next 4 years in his prime. If he maintains his body, doesn't get injured, the next 4 years he could play in his prime due to the fact that he's increased his shooting. He's playing out of the post a little bit more. He'll be playing it with the Los Angeles Lakers where he's not going to handle the ball all the time. So he's not going to bear the brunt of carrying the offensive load every single game, because he has to create and play, make, and score the basketball. So that's going to be taken out of his hands with the likes of Lance Stevenson, Rajon Rondo. So he's just going to have a great opportunity to extend his longevity. And a lot of these players are. Like, back in the day, when you're like 33, it was basically like a wrap. Like, I'll say pre-Kobe era, it was a wrap. Once you get 33, 34, 30, Jordan won some after 33, but a lot of players, they just started declining. They started getting chubby, started getting fat, like Shawn Kemp. You just weren't there. But today, the game is less physical, less bruising. There's more doctors about sleep cycles, more trainers than there's ever been. LeBron could play well until he's 37, 38. And I'll say 37. I'll give him 3 more years prime, but to me, I wouldn't be surprised if he pushed it 4 more years, because there are a lot of things that he can do on the court he just chooses not to do. Like, for example, scoring like 30 a game, he could do that if he ever wanted to do that. He just never did. He just never has. So these are a couple of things that he could possibly do. So it's not like the Lakers signed him and they got 11. Like, he's still going to carry over into what he did last year. Like, some of the things he did last year will still continue this year and years to come. The expectation, though, like LeBron comes to LA, can he win a championship? The answer is absolutely yes. He just needs a number 2 guy. Because if you really think about it, the Houston Rockets took the Golden State Warriors to 7 games, and their main players were James Harden, MVP candidate, or MVP, and Chris Paul, another guy that can handle the ball and be explosive. If you remember when the Golden State Warriors lost in 2016, it was just LeBron and Kyrie, really, and they took over that series. I'll leave all that stuff about Draymond Green out. We'll just say, minus the Draymond Green stuff, they dominated. LeBron James just needs a number 2 guy to dominate. That's all he needs. He doesn't need a whole bunch of nothing. And that's what people don't understand. So, to me, in my estimation, eventually they're going to win a championship. But this upcoming season, expect to see the Los Angeles Lakers in the playoffs. Expect to see them in the playoffs. LeBron James coming to the Western Conference just made a lot of things, Eddie Howe says, uncomfortable for a lot of teams. The Portland Trailblazers definitely took a hit. They took a hit not only from getting swept by the Pelicans, but they took a hit because now an even better player is in the Western Conference. Then you're looking at teams like the New Orleans Pelicans. They're going to take a hit. They're going to nosedive. They lost Boogie. They lost Rondo. That's another nosedive. You're looking at the Minnesota Timberwolves. Jimmy Butler, essentially, I don't know if he wants out, but there's some dissension there. And they barely became an 8th seed. So, that being said, they're taking a hit as well. You guys just don't understand when you have a player of LeBron James' caliber or Kevin Durant's caliber or Stephen Curry's caliber or James Harden's caliber. Those guys alone could get your team to 50 wins. So that being said, when I say they get them to 50 wins, you're looking at a team like the Pelicans got 48 wins. You're looking at the Minnesota Timberwolves, 47 wins. You're looking at the Portland Trailblazers, 49 wins. You don't think, if LeBron James is going to get your team to 50 wins, some of you guys are going to take a hit. Even you look at a team like Utah. They're going to take a hit as well. Slight hit, because I feel like their team is built way better. But those guys are going to take a hit as well. So LeBron coming to the Western Conference, all those teams that felt like it was harder to us to make the playoffs, it's going to be even harder now because you're going to have a guy, and LeBron, who's going to be highly motivated to prove naysayers wrong. He's going to get help eventually. You paired him up with other playmakers like Lance Stevenson, Rajon Rondo. Rajon Rondo essentially is the reason why the New Orleans Pelicans swept the Portland Trailblazers. You know, Drew Holiday played a great role and Anthony Davis, but Rajon Rondo pushed that pace. And the Lakers are already a good pace team. So, that being said, it's curtains for a lot of these teams, a lot of these middle-of-the-road teams. Because now you have a team that's supposed to be middle-of-the-road when you think about the Lakers, but they don't have a middle-of-the-road star. Like, LeBron James is better than Anthony Davis. LeBron James is better than Damian Lillard. LeBron James is better than Jimmy Butler. So could you imagine, like, for example, I'm going to give you an example. Imagine instead of Anthony Davis on the Pelicans and all the weapons he had, think about LeBron James paired with Rajon Rondo and Drew Holiday. And Drew Holiday was getting busy. Just imagine that. That's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. Like, imagine LeBron James with CJ McCollum in Portland. So you're pairing up a guy with other caliber players that are high efficiency. You know, they might not be A+ stars or whatever, but they're B-list. They could play the ball, play basketball. They've won championships. They have playoff experience. It's a wrap. Like, once you get LeBron James around competent players, it's a wrap. Like, he's shown that. So at the end of the day, look at what happened in Miami. So at the end of the day, if LeBron James just gets one more other star, whether it be Klay Thompson, whether it be whether it was Kyrie Irving, whether it be Kawhi Leonard, they're contenders at that point. Right now, they're just a playoff team. But don't be surprised, don't be shocked if you see the Los Angeles Lakers in that 4 to 6 slot in the playoffs. Like, do not be surprised. Because a lot of teams are going to take hits now. Now that he's here in the Western Conference, a lot of teams are going to take hits. And the same way that the Kevin Durant move to the Golden State Warriors made every team have to up the ante, LeBron James to the Los Angeles Lakers just made organizations have to up the ante, teams have to up the ante, and a lot of GMs have to up the ante. Because now, like, you look at it like this, like, well, hey, LeBron went to LA, so there's hope for the New York Knicks. Hey, LeBron is in LA, so now me as Anthony Davis, Damian Lillard, I got to get even more better because I'm going up against one of the legends of the game every 4 times in a year. So it's not like, even though the East takes a hit in terms of not having that star power, the overall game of basketball gets better just because the competition and what it means for the competitiveness of GMs, organizations, players, and just the game of basketball. Now we're not going to have to wait for the NBA Finals to watch LeBron take on Golden State and stuff like that. We're going to get to watch that early in the season. We'll get to watch that early in the playoffs. So that forces teams up the ante. And then you have the teams like the Boston Celtics who are coming out of the East, or, you know, Toronto Raptors possibly. You know, you're looking, or the Philadelphia 76ers, you're looking at all those teams. This cosmic shift of talent, eventually you're going to see cream rise to the top, but you're going to see, in my opinion, a better brand of basketball. Like now, even though we feel like Golden State Warriors are going to come out, Golden State Warriors still have to deal with LeBron. They still have to deal with Houston. They still have to deal with the Spurs in some regard. When you look at the East, we don't know who's coming out the East right now. So, like, you know, it's no longer like it's a foregone conclusion with LeBron James coming out the East. And you never know in the West. LeBron James might be able to pull a rabbit out the hat or something. So, to me, even though things seem weird and shifty, I think this is when the NBA prospers the most. Like when Kevin Durant went to Golden State, the NBA prospered off that. When LeBron James went to Miami, even though a lot of people hated that decision, we got to hate him, love him all in the same breath because we saw his maturity from a young boy to a man. So, like, it's same thing with Kevin Durant. So, like, what we're seeing here, this cosmic shift, even with the big three in Boston, when we see shifts like that, that's the most opportunity for growth in the game. But like I said, Lakers are in the playoffs this season. Hoops Junction, where hoops meets hoopla.